Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of the Roundup. Three great questions. My job today is to focus on one of them. This is coming up more and more often, this being an apparent possible violation of the HIPAA rules. And so the question is, and I'm just going to read it because it's phrased so well. So I've recently realized there's a lot more texting between employees and patients than I thought. I understand that it's convenient, but I feel like I need to put some rules in place for texting from their personal phones or even preventing it altogether. What is the best policy to put in place? So this is a great question. This is kind of like I love this analogy, but I hate it too. It's the slow burning frog. You started off at some point, and over time, some texting was happening between patients and employees, and then the next thing you know, months or years pass by, and this thing that's going on has kind of gotten out of hand. We do get this question more often than you would think, and so my answer to the question is you can't allow this to go forward. I'm literally going to read the first paragraph from the Roundup. Texting patients should be pretty much prohibited at all times. The reasons are many, but the primary one is that you, as the owner, are responsible for all violations of PHI, and you have absolutely, and here's the really important part, you have absolutely zero control over personal devices. And remember, when it comes to HIPAA and not personal devices, but protected health information, whatever device they're on, you have to be responsible for that. And that's why you have passwords on computers. That's why you have security in place. And just if you didn't know, Health and Human Services reports that the most frequent violation that leads to a breach is generally a laptop. So not a laptop stolen from the office, but a laptop stolen from someone's home, out of their car, or some vehicle somewhere. Overall, the only control that you have over personal devices in the workplace is you can prohibit their use for specific things. And I would say texting patients should be one of those. Look, somebody's mom or best friend texts in and says, "Hey, I'm running a little late," and one of your employees responds, okay, thumbs up. That's not a breach. That's not a violation, which would lead to you having to run a breach assessment. But anything past that could quickly lead to a violation, which would then require you to run through the breach process, and you may even have to report it. So look, there's many systems out there now that integrate into your patient management systems. And so there's no reason for your employees to be texting with patients. I know that it feels like, kind of from the human side, that they're just trying to help. And, it gets busy during the day, and it makes it easier maybe to speak directly to a patient when they're running behind. You could even, some of the employees will even just check in and go, "Hey, Mary," because they know Mary. "Did you forget me today? Did you forget your hygiene appointment?" All those things add up and create some vulnerability for you that I don't want you to have in place. So yes, you should have a policy in place which forbids this sort of thing. And when you hear about it or what's going on, you should take steps to stop it from occurring anymore. And that's my story about PHI and texting, and I'm going to stick to it. Hopefully you found this somewhat helpful.